G'day world, I'm Chris Hogan coming to you live for Beach City Life at the Southport Yacht Club for the IT Forum event that was just held with Queensland's entrepreneur Mark Sowerby. I have with me Clare Forward from SPIT Web Design. So how are you, Clare?
I'm good, thank you.
Cool, tell me about SPIT.
Well, SPIT is...
Sorry, I called it SPIT.
That's
Sorry.
fine, you can call it either. SPIT is an IT firm. We work on bespoke custom-built systems to help solve problems and streamline internal business processes.
Yeah, optimise workflow, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, and we also focus on, it's all cloud-based, so we build newsletter systems, e-commerce systems, content management systems, so we try and build everything together, so we've got the one administration to kind of administer online websites, and just help streamline the process for the business.
Great, and whereabouts are you located on the Gold Coast?
We're located in Southport, so in the heart of the Gold Coast, really.
Cool. So, being an IT business, are one of your major struggles might be actually, employment and employing the right teams. How are you going with that skilled employment here at the moment?
Yeah, staffing's always difficult. It's finding the right team, keeping the team motivated. Also finding people that share the same vision to help drive the business forward. So. And also, that have the skills that you need. In being quite a small business, you kind of need to find people that have skills over kind of a broader area, which is challenging.
That's right. When you're a small business, you need the multifaceted team member, don't you?
Yeah.
And sometimes the highly experienced, C++ programmer that has no skills in any e-commerce, software might not be the best fit for a small business, right?
Yeah. It's difficult because you need people with specialised skills, but they also need to be able to adapt as well.
Yeah, cool. And so, how long have you been running for?
SPIT has been set up fairly recently. Previously we had a different company, which is where kind of SPIT was actually developed from. So we started in the tourism industry specifically and have kind of moved into more bespoke systems. So.
Okay. Cool. And you're outsourcing, sorry, I don't mean outsourcing, but are you recruiting offshore people to help overcome any of those challenges with regards to, finding that skilled employment?
No, we don't outsource anything. That's one of the things that we kind of.
What about hiring, people from overseas, to actually be SPIT employees?
Well, we're happy to hire overseas employees, international students, and really, but they have to be based in Australia because everything we work from is based within within our office. We work as a kind of close-knit team. So,
do you think that's going to change for us? I actually run a agency as well. Do you think that's going to change? Like, do we actually need to get past that? And what do you think maybe is the biggest hurdle that we may need to get over before we actually consider that as a choice?
I think, well, from my perspective, it's security and trust, which is one of the probably the hardest things. Which, when you're working together in the environment, you can kind of follow what everyone's doing. Everyone can work together. So I think that's probably one of the hardest things with kind of outsourcing that you would need to overcome.
Sure. So what happens if maybe one of your employees you here in an office here locally? Do you think you'd be more open to that?
I think definitely. Because that's kind of like branching out, starting a new office in a new location, which is how you would do it. You would send one of your employees that you trust to kind of go across and do that. So I think that's a completely different scenario than outsourcing to someone who you don't even know.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And so technical hurdles that you may need to get over, decentralizing maybe your project management system or cloud-basing your project management system. Do you currently do that now, or do you think that's something that you would need to implement for your business if you were to have that team member maybe move globally?
Most of what we do for all of our customers is, well, everything we do is cloud-based. With our internal systems, the majority is cloud-based as well. We've set up our own kind of internal administration areas, which could be accessed anywhere. But there are still additional things that we would need to kind of locate there, which we could do. So.
What's one of the coolest pieces of tech that you're actually using in your office right now to help, with team productivity?
That's a tough one.
Have you had any breakthroughs? I mean, we're playing with Slack at the moment. Are you familiar with Slack, the messaging system that helps, I guess, keep your team sort of all connected? Are you familiar with that at all?
I'm not familiar with that, but I've learned about a few different kind of pieces of software that have been launched. And I know that Microsoft actually have their own system that I just got notified about this morning that kind of networks your kind of team and works together, and you can set up different projects. And I think that's definitely a way that teams are going to be kind of moving towards now. So, yeah.
And so is this your first business that you've co-founded, or is this, one of many?
It is one of many. All the businesses that we've worked on have been online based. It started with a travel company, which we still have. We've also got an online retail store as well. And this is where all of our technology has actually developed from, because of our experience and our work within those other fields. And then we've kind of focused down to specializing in that and offering those solutions to other companies, because we found there were kind of gaps in the market, hurdles that we've experienced along the way, and problems we've tried to solve. So now we can kind of share that with others and hopefully solve their problems.
That's great. So you're coming from a point of experience, which is fantastic. And so how long ago did you actually start running a business? When was your first business?
We launched originally in 2000.
Okay.
So that was when it started. Yeah. So quite a while ago.
Yeah, good on you. And so if you had to make a phone call back to yourself in 1999, what would you have told yourself about starting business in the year 2000 that maybe, a lesson that you've learned over the years, or multiple lessons? What would you have told yourself about starting that business in 2000 that you probably wish you'd known back then?
I think probably to be more focused on your kind of goals and your plans. We've got goals and we've got plans, but often you can become lost along the way. And so I think focus more on probably specific areas is probably what I would say.
So a specific goal, maybe, and would you say focus on multiple goals over, maybe short term, or one goal over short term? What would be your advice around that? Like, sometimes people get too caught up in making massive lists and massive goal lists, and they don't achieve any of them. So
I think having multiple goals is good, and working out a plan of how you can actually achieve them, but focusing one at a time maybe. Obviously, sometimes they kind of work side by side, but being a bit more focused on the goals independently, because then I think it breaks it down, it makes it smaller, and it makes it more achievable than having a whole list that you never get to any of them.
Cool, Claire. And what do you think motivates you in business? Is it fear of failure? Is it succeeding? Is there something that maybe helping others? What motivates you? What keeps you getting up and doing this every day?
I think it's a passion to actually succeed. To be successful, to help others within their business, to make their lives easier. But then also at the end of the day, if I can help other businesses, that means we get more businesses on board, which therefore means it makes my life easier as well. So it is
sharing
kind of like
the success.
It's a whole kind of cycle. So
Yeah.
I guess that's what
if your clients are successful, then you're successful too, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, the more successful I am in the business, then I think the more successful I can be in my kind of family life as well, which is, I guess, yeah, ultimately what I'd like to achieve.
Cool. And how's the work-life balance at the moment? How are you managing that? So, for example, how do you keep a clear mind when you come into work every day? Is there some ritual you do every morning, or is there some ritual you do each week? Or is that one of the struggles that you're in right now and you're wishing to attain? You know, would there be something that you actually want to do to help remedy that clarity of mind?
I think when you run your own business, there's always probably one of the hardest thing is a kind of work-life balance, because you seem to be constantly working. But I think even though you're always in work mode, in one sense, it's being able to relax at the same time and enjoy work and enjoy what you're doing, so it doesn't become such of a definition of I'm going to work and I'm maybe not enjoying that. I think you need to try and bring the enjoyment into your work life, and maybe more kind of that would then help, I don't know, relax more in the kind of, you know, when you're out of work action. But
Cool. Thanks so much for your time, Claire. I know that these questions can be quite confronting, and I really appreciate your answers and the thought that you put into them. Sorry for the dead air, but you know, I actually did want you to take the time to think about those things, and I think you gave some really valuable answers. So thanks very much.
that's okay.
Make sure you guys check out SPIT. They're at Southport, and they're helping businesses with workflow automation, optimization, maybe automation, and working in the cloud space, which is obviously a huge benefit to every business out there right now. To help optimize your business is going to mean potentially more profitability and just a better day at work. So thanks very much again, Claire.
That's okay.
Cheers, guys.